Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Vanessa Jean, and I'm so excited to be here with you. The topic tonight is hormones, and it's a huge topic, like gargantuan. It touches on more things than I can probably cover in a 45-minute class. But I'll do my best to bring to light some of the ways you can support yourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, hormonally, spiritually. My background is in psychology, and I went into private practice in my 20s. Alongside training to be a psychologist, I did some really yummy healing modalities. I dipped my toes into Ayurveda and herb lore and a huge spectrum of healing modalities, but something that really stuck for me from my teens was aromatherapy and essential oils. So I began teaching on this beautiful kingdom and queendom from my 20s, and I'm a qualified clinical aromatherapist. And all that is to say that my passion lies with Mama Gaia and her gifts. I truly believe, hand on heart, she has what we need. And when we align with her, our bodies are kind of jiggled back into remembering the truth, the intelligence, the wisdom, the finesse, the fine-tunement of this instrument brings us into a place of remembering just how deeply we can connect with ourselves and be empowered to know that the body heals itself, and we can lean on different allies to support us, be they herbs or tinctures or elixirs or essential oils or sound or whatever it is. You can use them as allies, but don't give away your power to anyone else. Is my invitation to you, is to not give away your power to anyone else and their beliefs. Listen with an open mind, open ear of your heart, and feel what resonates with you, and walk your path of truth. Along the way, you're going to experience people that come into your sphere that call themselves a teacher of something. And some of those things are really going to land and stay with you forever. You've probably had this already, right? Those experiences that are so deeply embedded in you. And so too can be the case with essential oils. Now, we are focusing on doTERRA essential oils and products. They have a huge amount of products to support the hormonal journey. One essential oil blend that seems to be the most prominent blend that people lean into for hormone support is Clary Sage. And it's a beautiful synergy of essential oils, but combined in there is Vitex. And Vitex from the chase tree, sorry, I've got people coming into the Zoom, is really what makes this blend so powerful to me, because it helps the body to realign with its natural cycle, its natural rhythm. It also brings more ease with the way you experience your cycle and the way you manage it. So Vitex is a key component there. So you can use Clary Sage at any time of your hormonal cycle. Being a maiden and just beginning, a mother and going through the changes, or a crone and coming into perimenopause and menopausal years. It doesn't matter which part of that time in your life and your hormonal cycle you're in, Clary Sage will support you. Now, I'm a big fan of blending. For those that know me, I love creating master blends and then decantering them and making pulse point blends and aromatherapy blends, aromatic dressing blends from them. like this here. And I'll often put a beautiful botanical in there. That's some of our lavender. The color's changed so much since I did this. And some crystal chips. So you can make a master blend just from upcycling your doTERRA 15ml bottles and make a master blend, and then, you know, add it to something and put fractionated coconut oil or jojoba or apricot kernel, whatever you like. So let's begin with some of the touches that can really support you. So the floral kingdom features hugely in hormonal support because of the family they come from. And I'm talking their chemistry. They are soothing, they're calming, they afford us with a deeper sense of peace and tranquility than some of the other families within the aromatic kingdom and their lineage, their chemistry. So the floral kingdom are huge allies during any time in your cycle. Oh, sorry, I've got people coming into the Zoom and it keeps flashing up in my screen. I'll cover 2 blends and then some singles for you. Whisper. Whisper is another powerful synergy that you can use during ovulation, during your moon time. She has potent essential oils to support your womb, and this is pure womb medicine. She's also beautiful heart medicine as well. If you're finding your moods are erratic and changing, you feel like you're up and down with moods, she'll soothe you. She'll help you to see that for what it is and to come into a place of peace. If you feel like you have pain occurring in your womb space, she'll soothe and work with that. If you feel tender breasts, massage over the breasts. So between her and Clary Calm, you've got quite a beautiful mix. Up and down the spine, pulse points, use her like a pure fume. I'm definitely more inclined to use her as a pure fume than something like Clary Calm. Clary Calm I use at certain times when I really feel the need, and she's potent. Clary Calm can also be used for hormonal headaches or tension, any tension building in this upper area from your shoulders up. And then Whisper is like a tonic, it's like a balm to your spirit while helping to realign your body, right? When you're experiencing a lot of pain, something that people maybe don't think about doing is working with Helichrysum, copaiba, rose, jasmine, peppermint, any of these. The Whisper will work for pain, as will the Clary Calm, but any of these will work as well. So let's start with Helichrysum. Helichrysum, also known as immortelle, this beautiful flower that is believed to live eternally, is one that we apply at a physical level. For instance, when we cut ourselves, you know, she's known as magic stitches. When I walked straight into a bird feeder that isn't normally there and split my nose on the weekend, Helichrysum, the little 5ml bottle, Helichrysum went straight on that, and actually I didn't end up getting stitches, so it was quite a split. She did her magic. So Helichrysum works with that physical kind of pain, right? And she works with our blood. She works closely with our blood. So while stemming the flow here, what she does during our cycle is what she does. You know, she's pretty magical. So she'll work with the physical pain. She'll work with any grief that's happening. Sometimes we really underestimate the place grief has in our body and in our lives. Many women have lost babies in different ways. They've had the excitement and felt the hormonal release and euphoria of being with child, and then in one way or another have lost that sweet baby. And I'm sorry if I'm speaking to anyone here or watching the recording that has experienced that. It is deeply painful. But Helichrysum works beautifully with grief and helps you as you're wanting to form new memories, to call in a new baby, for instance. Equally, when you're wanting to call in a new way of cycling. So I've always been very aware from when I was young. I started with my first moon bleed actually on April Fool's Day in 1988. I was 14 years old. And my mum thought I was tricking her. She thought it was an April Fool. Alas, it was true. So the Helichrysum works with that really tender young maiden as she's going through and feeling the pain in the uterus. She's feeling the tenderness of the breast. She's feeling the tenderness of the emotions. Equally, for when we're in our maiden years, moving into the mother years and into the crone years, there's always pain. So lean into Helichrysum. And when I say there's always pain, there's not always physical pain. Some of us don't have any. For me, my moon bleed itself was okay, a bit of a drone in my back. Sometimes in my later years, I'd get a bit of a hormonal headache, but up until the last couple of years, none of that. Just the lower back pain. Others, it's during their moon bleed. So you rotate this over your belly first, clockwise, and then you can, well, if you want to, you can layer with Clary Calm, but I really love layering with Rose then straight after. And Rose is a womb tonic. She's definitely the queen for the energy of the yoni. The yoni being the actual vagina, the whole of the reproductive area, the womb, the heart, the breasts, all of the tenderness you experience. You can work with these together. Layering is so potent because what you do is you allow first the Helichrysum to begin to seep into you. And you can kind of steep like a tea bag into the energy of the Helichrysum. Then you do the same with Rose. And you may not layer her in the same place, or maybe extra places. Maybe both go over the womb and breasts, but you also place Rose over your heart and up your spine. Right? And for those of you experiencing or have experienced or know people who experience actual physical pain on top of that, like bending over pain, you can lean into the Copaiba touch, the Copaiba soft gels, which can be taken internally, 2 of each of these, and also the deep blue. So the deep blue polyphenol complex only comes from the USA cart. So speak to the person who introduced you to the oils if you don't know what I'm talking about. But that's 2 of those, and 2 of those is mighty. It's powerful when you're experiencing pain, and beautiful just before sleep. Absolutely gorgeous as well. About half an hour before sleep with a big glass of water. The other thing I think people forget about is this one. And we have it in a stick now with Copaiba, again available in the US cart. And just taking a pea-size amount in your hand and layering over it. You've done the Helichrysum, you've done the Rose, you've done Copaiba. Wait a few breaths and then use this baby. This is a 5 ml bottle of the Ice Blue, or the Deep Blue synergistic blend doTERRA has created. And it is held within, it's suspended in a high menthol content base, a cream base. So it's going to sit on the surface a little, and you're going to feel it heat up first and tingle and then cool the area down. This is another one that's great for tension headaches, as is the Copaiba and those beautiful soft gels I told you about. The other thing to remember that you can do is to bathe in the essential oils. Grab some Epsom salts, crush a little bit of rosemary and lavender if you have it, or one or the other, or even some beautiful chamomile flowers, and add some drops of your essential oils to your beautiful bath. Now, you can do a drop of pure rose, the 5 ml rose, that's lush, and add a drop of rosemary to that, or marjoram to that, or Helichrysum to that, or Copaiba to that, or just sweet lavender to that, just a little bit of lavender, and let her sweet song caress you. Remember the simplicity of using things like lavender. You know, that if that's the oil that really nourishes and soothes you, again, from the floral kingdom, you can be very deeply supported. So the other one I want to speak to is peppermint. I'm going to go quite deeply into her for the later times in our hormonal journey for perimenopause and menopause, but anything mentholy like peppermint is going to work really well to work with the pain body. Also to work with the heat that arises, hot tempers, hot emotions, hot moods, hot thoughts, like the heat of overgeneration of emotions and thoughts and feelings that you feel like you're just in a loop with. The peppermint is fantastic to soothe you through that, to cool you down so that you can see more clearly. Being in the leaf kingdom, we attribute this for those that have our book Gifts of the Essential Oils. You'll see that peppermint is in the air element, and the floral queens, they're all in the water element. So waters of our emotions with the floral kingdom, and the leaves work with our mind. The element of air is related to mind. So for anyone who experiences the mental fog leading up to or during, this is a fantastic one. For those that are perimenopausal or menopausal, a great one if you feel like you're forgetting things and losing your touch on reality a little bit, right, as you journey this. So rosemary for remembrance and for mental acuity, combined with some peppermint and something like lemon to bring in the light. If you feel something like low mood state is affecting you, like a depressed state of being, lower mood, heavy mood density, bring in something like bergamot. And bergamot is like liquid sunshine in a bottle. And wild orange, joy, pure joy. Now, these citruses, the fruits come from the element of fire. So they're helping us to work with transmutation of emotions, of thoughts, of physical state, of spiritual state, helping us to move from one state to another. And sometimes it takes the fire, i.e. adversity or challenge, to help us through this, to help us alter from one state of being and move into another state. You see? The last floral I'll touch on in the touches is jasmine. And of course, just like the rose, we have, 5 ml for those of you when you're able to earn these beautiful florals, to win them. Or you can definitely buy the 5 ml rose, and I highly recommend having rose in your kit. She's essential for hormonal support, for mental stability, for skin support, for womb support, for just overall, okay, I'm a goddess, I'm a queen. I'm coming back to that. And she with myrrh are a beautiful ally for those of us going through perimenopause and also, that are in full-blown menopause. The crone mamas, all of us crone mamas, right? And is fantastic to help with uterine contractions, so to help your uterus to contract. So a great one to use just before birthing, physically birthing, but also like birthing a project or releasing something, launching something, and supporting your hormones through that. Because if you're stressed out about something and your cortisol levels are rising, you become lost in the stress, and the jasmine helps to just bring you back to your wisdom. And you can align that jasmine with the rose so that your heart space is where you dance in as you launch or release or create. So jasmine is a beautiful one for just before birthing. So great for women who are actually with child, or those of us pregnant, full of ideas, concepts. Jasmine is also absolutely stunning to work with when you feel like you are cramping. So again, during your bleed, during ovulation, you might, I remember ovulation, I used to say, I feel like I had Jack the Ripper and Freddy Krueger tearing it up in there. It was just for that moment in time, and I always knew which side I was ovulating on. When I was ovulating, I was very in touch with my womb and her medicine and her wisdom. I was very in touch with everything that was going on inside of me. I'm very, very sensitive anyway, but I was super, super attuned to that. And so working with Jasmine can be very supportive to help you come back. So after birth, for instance, you can work with Jasmine. It's like, when they say when you're breastfeeding, you'll feel your uterus coming back, contracting back. This has that beautiful effect as well. It's like you're just, when you want that energetic, emotional support of coming back, coming back, coming back, finding my equilibrium, coming back. And what's beautiful is a lot of these act like tonics for the libido as well. You see, a lot of us feel a bit lost and discombobulated and out of touch with our sensuality and our sexuality because we're going from hither to thither in hormonal stress and strain. And the world in which we live isn't very equipped. It's not so supportive of woman and her cycles. So women end up going to work during heavy bleed time, sometimes sometimes collapsing from the pain of it. And these essential oils help to remind you to create spaciousness during these times. Do you need rest right now? What do you need right now? Where do you want to go with this? And some of you might say, well, I have to work, I have to go there. Well, the way that the world has been constructed, which is very much around suiting males rather than females, you may want to rejig it. You may want to have a chat to whoever it is you are under contract with. Try it. Try it. Let them know that you'll be more productive if you just have a day or two of rest during the heaviest time of your bleed. You'll be much more productive because you're taking time to turn inward, the inner red tent of your womb. It's the wisdom she's speaking to you. So in this day and age where cortisol levels and stress levels and everything feels frayed, you're right on the edge, you're living on the edge and you feel frayed and you feel exhausted, ask yourself, how can I best support myself? How can I best support myself through this? Create more of a space that supports your femininity, your womanhood, your inner queen. So at home, create spaciousness for yourself when you're bleeding, when you're ovulating, whatever it may be. It's my invitation to you. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. It really is. For so long, during my bleed time, I would just have a place on the earth where I would go and I would squat and I would give back my blood. And I started doing this in my late teens. And I would just give thanks to Mama Gaia for holding me, for loving me, and send that back in to serve. Do something for you. Do something that feels good for you, to support you. I can't tell you the relationship you'll have and how much it alters when you start to do this to honor the goddess within you. And of course, aside from bathing and using these incredible, pulse point blends that doTERRA has created, you can also aromatically dress, right? Let me touch on Adaptive just before I finish, because Adaptive has one of my favorite florals in it, Magnolia. And this is deeply soothing, a great one for before sleep or to use during the day to just help recalibrate you and to help you feel, like you can just unwind a bit and come back to your senses. Great for anxious feelings, for when you're feeling panicky, because the stress is too high and you're like, can't breathe, don't know what to do, where do I start? My to-do list is so long. Just take a breath. Literally never underestimate the power of just a little swipe under the nose, a little dab in the hands and your pulse points, and just, the world's not going to stop turning if you just stop to snort and do some lines of oils. The world will be a better place for you doing it. Place over your chest when you feel that tight contraction there. Anxiety is built around this chemical response we have around stress, and so the body begins to shut down as much as it can to try and deal with the stress. And so people forget to breathe. They forget to breathe. But when you breathe, you oxygenate your system, you oxygenate the brain, you can think clearly again. You can make heads or tails of a situation much more clearly, much more simply. Aromatic dressing is something that I've been sharing with the world for a long time. And it probably began from my internal battle with self-loathing around my body and complete body dysmorphia and anorexia in my teens, and body dysmorphia that has continued even to this day. I have no idea what my body's like. I've just always thought that I was big and fat and huge and disgusting, and so I wanted to create a self-love practice, something that was daily and delicious and felt amazing, because I love rituals and I love simplicity of ritual and, you know, devotionals to the self and to love. I'm here for love, so I'm always committed to practices for love, right? So all you need is a bowl. I love wood. I love Mama Gaia, and these were created from wood that's already fallen to the earth. And then you take your carrier oil. Now, for hormone support, you can use, you know, fractionated coconut oil, maybe combined with some carrot seed oil, which is a very potent essential oil, but you can still get that. Carrot seed with some of that, you know, the vitex that's in the claricum is really powerful. So you can even take the roller off your claricum and pour some of that in. Or you can do something like this. Add your carrier oil, whatever you're choosing, jojoba, apricot seed, peach kernel, whatever you like, this. And then you might want to look at a blend like Clary Sage, geranium, patchouli. I would really look at adding some lavender to that if lavender is your thing, but otherwise, meet my next favorite pal, Tulsi, holy basil. You can definitely add rose to this for those that have rose. I'm aware not everyone does, so just know that she can go in. If you feel like you need to balance and bring in some beautiful kingly, sacred masculine energy, add some Frankie or some sandalwood, arbor vitae, cedarwood, you know, go for those big holders, big space holders. The spruces and firs are leaves. So bring those in if you feel like you need mental clarity, like black spruce if you want to collect, you know, connect more at a galactic cosmic level and intuitive level, that's your black spruce. Rosemary for protection. You know, you can feel quite vulnerable when you're in these hormonal fluxes. You can feel more attacked, more sensitive, so rosemary is very protective. She's also great for mental acuity and, like I said, remembering and clearing the mental fog. Douglas fir for like a haven, something to turn to a beautiful haven within. And in our book, Gifts of the Essential Oils, I've got all the supplements on her right now, so I can't lift her, but I'll show you at the end. Douglas fir, there's a gorgeous story about how Douglas fir became the haven for Mama Mouse and her babies during a fire. No one could protect them and house them, and Douglas fir did. So when you just feel like you want to come home, notice how you feel at different times in your cycle, and then you'll know what to aromatically dress in. For the spiritual and emotional support aspects, more that metaphysical, rounded approach, use our book, Gifts of the Essential Oils. It has everything in it. It's extremely compliant, so you can teach others by it. But also, it's a simple way to kind of create beautiful synergistic blends for yourself. Okay, so patchouli, geranium, clary sage, tulsi, and you're going to add a couple of drops of each to 10 to 15 mils of carrier oil. And then after your shower or bath, you're going to dip and rub that over your body. Start from the bottom of your body, the bottom of your legs, and work your way up in big circular motions. This creates beautiful lymphatic support as well. The lymphatic system doesn't have a drain of its own. It doesn't massage itself. So you're going to massage it. You're going to work it, right? So circular motions moving up toward the heart. You're going to do your legs, your knees, your upper legs, your beautiful bum, your belly. right? Do the massage in the way that you would someone you love deeply. It only takes a few moments, but just give yourself those moments of love. Caress yourself, your breasts, your womb, your arms. For your back, lean over, like you're standing up doing this, and lean over, and you'll see your arms go quite high up. Do behind your neck, massage over your head, your face. Yeah. The other thing that's really powerful to do is take something like Clary Sage, and you literally just, take a little drop like this, breathe her in, just mix her in like this, and take her and just place her on the top of your head and your ajna. You just put a little bit on each finger, and just for clarity, for enhancing my intuition, for connecting with myself and my womanness more deeply. And then you can, in your womb, take a little bit of the rose or the geranium, and you do the same. In your belly button, connecting with the womb and her wisdom. So there's beautiful ways to do that. I don't have time to go into all of the anointing, but I do run a lot of masterclasses, and I have another free masterclass coming up this Friday, which is the Floral Queendom and some of those beautiful florals that doTERRA's just released, and I'll go into more then. For the face, I was going to say add yarrow pom, because it's yarrow suspended in pomegranate seed oil, to your aromatic dressings for hormonal support. It's amazing. It's very lush on the skin, amazing for skin collagen, but also for your hormones, and the energetics of yarrow are potent. I'm so sorry, I'm running out of time. This is meant to be 45 minutes. Have we got a bit of extra time? Is that okay? Yeah. When you feel like you have fluid retention around your hormone time, I'd consider using cypress. Help is very, very good to just helping to, drain out the excess fluid physically, excess fluid mentally of the thoughts, emotionally, the heaviness of your emotions. Combined with grapefruit, incredible for this. And grapefruit's also great for when you're feeling bloated and just icky with the cypress. Use Tulsi as often as you like at any time, the holy basil, working with things like Tulsi and other adaptogens like medicinal mushrooms and things is really powerful as well. But again, that's a whole other area. For heat, excess heat in the body, whether that's hot flushes, or just a lot of heat running mentally, physically, emotionally, however it might be, peppermint is a very good one. So peppermint will help draw out the heat and cool you down very quickly. Balance is a fantastic one when you feel like you just want to get some on your feet, with some frankincense to feel grounded and back in your body again. And of course, you can do patchouli and frankincense for that, or the three of them, patchouli, balance, and frankincense. I would not go anywhere without frankincense. I mean, honestly, his chemistry is beautiful, but his chemistry is so potent for the respiratory system. So it's all about inviting that deeper breath, which helps you clear out excess emotion, excess holding, excess grief, whatever it might be, just clearing out to create spaciousness for the breath, for that pure, beautiful life force to move through you. And that's where you feel that divine alignment and the alignment with who you are again. The Aromatouch Blend is fabulous for those, especially for those if this is too much for them. Like my daughter can't really handle the ice blue oil, the touch, the rub, none of that. She's 16, so I actually massage her with Aromatouch, and that feels really good on her body. So great one for any of you, but young ones as well, when you're experiencing discomfort in any way. And remember, it's working emotionally too. It's a great detoxer. Speaking of detoxing, this is a great one to add to your collection. It's a detoxification complex, and it's basically just working on cleansing and filtering your liver, kidneys, colon, lungs, skin. It's fantastic. There's some enzymes in there as well to aid with digestion, Speaking of enzymes, I'm a big support of Terrazyme, and they're now available in Australia. So make sure they're on your monthly order. They're a must. It's funny how people think hormones and don't think about their guts. They go hand in hand. You want to work on them together. Oh, sorry, chat. You have to hop off now. No problem, Cheryl. My pleasure. You'll get the recording anyway, honey. Bye, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. Okay, yep. Just others saying why they have to leave. No problem. So I want to talk to this. I'm going to speak to this for a moment. We have an incredible women's kind of range, which is the bone nutrients and the phytoestrogens. So they're great for supporting. When I first went into perimenopause, oh my gosh, they were like my best friends. And then they brought out the Yarrow Pom, and that was when that started being the big game changer for me, to help with hormones and the hormonal fluxes and the hot flushes and the sleeplessness and all of that. I actually ended up having a break from it all because it stopped doing much, and I'm just starting to get back onto it. So sometimes notice that we need that as well. I also take, so what I am taking is I'll take the turmeric. Sometimes you'll just feel it. You'll just feel you need it because you feel a little more fragile or a little more inflamed physically, emotionally. I know for me with perimenopause, my joints hurt. And I've never had joint pain before, but my joints hurt. Sometimes I can't even open a bottle, right? So the turmeric capsules, this is a little different. This is a dual chamber. So it's turmerones and curcuminoids. So you have that dual release of the magic of what turmeric brings to us. Deeply calming, anti-inflammatory, soothing to the overall system. It is amazing when you soothe your physical body, how you change your emotional state. The Yarrow Pom is not just this encapsulated. So this is designed as a nutritive duo, and it's amazing on the face. I combine it with the doTERRA moisturizer. Okay, it's blue. Beautiful chemical constituent called schmazoline is released when this is made into essential oil. So it's a nice dark blue. Same happens with German chamomile and beautiful blue tansy. And they are both incredible skin food. And you add them to your moisturizer or to your carrier oil and you massage them in, and they are phenomenal. Okay. Then you can do Helichrysum over the top, or Cellubel or whatever for skincare and face care, especially if you're noticing things changing in your sebum, in the sebum response to your hormones. The Yarrow Pom supplements have a mix of things. So you have vitamin C, you have zinc, you have the extra beauty complex, you have grapeseed extract, the yarrow flower, frankincense resin, celery seed oil, palmarosa, turmeric, melon fruit concentrate, and melissa. So it's actually one that serves your moods and emotions as well. Melissa, lemon balm, is absolutely phenomenal for low mood state. Melissa and frankincense and bergamot together are incredible for anyone experiencing very low mood states, depression, so on and so forth. For those of you that feel like you're floundering and putting on stacks of weight, or your metabolism's all over the place, you can try the Smart and Sassy oil. I don't have it just on me. It's just in my box out of reach. Oh, hang on here. Smart and Sassy oil, or no, that's lavender peace. Anyway, it's over there. Lavender peace is good too for menstrual stuff too, by the way. That has lots of hormonal oils in it. Lucky I just accidentally pulled that out, see? But the Smart and Sassy, also known as Slim and Sassy, is the metabolic blend, and you can get that in a 15 ml, so this size, and massage it over your body to increase circulation, to help offset things like cellulite, fat storage, toxic storage, that kind of thing. And you can also take them safely in these capsule form. They're just in a soft gel. like so, and you just take them with water. If you're feeling very low in energy and like you can't quite get your shit together, your shiz together, Mito 2 Max. I love Mito 2 Max because if you've ever looked at the ingredients, you have an adaptogenic blend in there with ginseng, cordyceps, and ashwagandha. And it's 40 milligrams of each and 20 milligrams of ashwagandha. So 40 of the first two. So it's a nice healthy dose for you to be going on with and to start with. Combined with everything else they have in here, it's a beautiful kind of energy tonic. It's gorgeous and it's great for stamina. So you can do 2 of these in the morning, and if you need to, you can have another 1 or 2 in the afternoon, or just have 1 in the morning, depending what you need. I'm going to speak to this. LLV, the Lifelong Vitality, is what a lot of people take every day. There's also a vegan one. What I can tell you is we have a cellular complex in there. We have a complex in there that works with your overall body to give it bioavailable nutrition, food, from micronutrients of food, and also you have the omegas, so your omegas. I don't take the LLV. It's not what I'm looking at right now. This is what I'm sharing with you is really what I'm working with right now. I do smoothies with lots of magic in it, but it's just not what I take. So I'm not even going to focus on that right now. But if you do take that, align what I'm about to talk to you with it, the DDR Prime Soft Gels. This is phenomenal. The essential oil synergy in these are given to you in this way, so it's a very safe, bioavailable way for you to be ingesting essential oils rather than just guzzling them down your throat, which I'm not a big, you'll never hear me teach about that, just putting it down your throat. You suspend them in a fat. When you're going to take essential oils internally, suspend them in a fat. It's the best way to get them into your body. Some coconut oil or olive oil in a capsule or on a spoon with honey and stirred into your tea. But get them into your body safely with a fat, and it increases their bioavailability. You're letting them journey safely into your body, particularly the time when you're hormonal or if you're unwell and you're more sensitive, then this is the safest way to get them in the body. Remember the emotional aromatherapy kit? Things like Console and Forgive and the others can go a long way. I touched on libido earlier. When you're in this world that we live in where we're go, go, go and still working when you're bleeding and still doing all the things and doing rather than being, you want to slow down, right? So be using things like Vetiver and the Peace Blend in this, the Balance Blend. Work with Forgive and Console if there's a lot of anger going on, and layer with the Helichrysum that I talked on earlier. Yeah. Helichrysum, incidentally, is amazing for the face and skincare, just like rose and the yarrow and the chamomiles and the others. One more, I'm pretty much getting them in. Pink pepper with rose and helichrysum, or the Cellubel blend, also known as Immortelle, over your breasts daily is beautiful breast support. Beautiful, healthy breasts. Use her for the return to love, for loving yourself. You know, our breasts, why the breasts? Well, aside from we can feel really tender during different times of our cycle, our breasts give so much. They give life to those of us that choose to have babies. They sustain and nourish them. They give bliss and joy to our lovers, be they men or women, right? They're part of us. They're part of our womanness, and they need to be nurtured and they need to be loved. So creating a beautiful blend of pink pepper, rose, helichrysum, some Cellubel, frankincense is beautiful. Massage that over your breasts. And try just, as you're aromatically dressing and as you're anointing yourself, try just saying things like why you're so grateful for the different parts of your body, why you love them so much. You know, there is a YouTube that I have. It's Paul and Vanessa Jean YouTube, and you can look up aromatic dressing, watch the one where I'm dressed in black and I'm standing in front of our library, and that goes through aromatic dressing, and you can send it and share it with your loved ones as well. And the last thing I will add is, I think that's the last thing. What's hiding over here? Just the turmeric and wild orange oils. Yeah, you can work with those with frankincense and bergamot to relax things, anti-inflammatory, bringing in abundance, calling in abundance. They're beautiful. The last thing I'll speak to is the peppermint beadlets. If you're hot flushing, if you feel like you need energy, if you feel like you need to focus, these are great for that. Great breath fresheners at a practical level, great for digestion at a practical level. You can let them just dissolve, you can burst them in your mouth, or if you need to, you just swallow them down. Yeah, and they're in a vegetable base. I do, this isn't doTERRA, but just to let you know, I do different forms of maca. So I have a fermented maca, you can have a black maca, you can have something like this, you can put the powder in your smoothies, whatever you like, but maca is amazing. And please don't underestimate, we'll close out with this and I'll open to questions, please don't underestimate the power of creating your own beautiful teas, elixirs, cacao, ceremonial cacao if you want. They're womb tonics, they're heart tonics, they're woman tonics. Bring more ceremony into your life. Bring more deeper devotional spirit to your life. Let your life be imbued with rituals, simple daily rituals and practices that bring you joy. Wake up, wrap yourself in a beautiful golden bubble for protection and connecting with divine light maybe. Maybe you pray, you meditate, you journal, go for a walk in nature, move your body, exercise, I don't know, the little things you love. Aromatically dress each day. I do them morning and night because I use a different aromatic dressing for the night time. Aphrodisiacs, I feel like I kind of would mention them and then keep going and coming back. Whisper, the Passion Blend, Maca, the Myto2max, all of those may help to bring back your libido a little more as well. Rose, patchouli. Yeah, and if you're struggling with sleep because of these hormonal fluxes, the copaiba is beautiful just before sleep, 1 or 2 soft gels. I take 2. And the Serenity soft gels, you can take them with that or not. They're not in Australia yet, they're only in the US, so again, you'll need your US card for that. But otherwise, the copaiba, see how you go with that. The copaiba works with the endocannabinoid system of the brain. It's working with your CB2 receptors. So amazing, 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 amazing for the pain body, for the stress body, and for just feeling yourself come back to your own self. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. That was a lot of information fit within an hour. I hope you enjoyed it. There's so much more I could have gone more deeply into, but what I'll do now is I'll switch off the recording and I'll take questions and just have some intimate time with you. But thank you so much for having me. It's been beautiful. For those of you watching the recording, I should just say this, speak to the person who brought you to this particular recording about bringing essential oils into your life, starting maybe a beautiful journey with essential oils in your life, and journeying with that person who introduced you will fulfill you, align with them and let them educate you. There's so much support and education within this beautiful doTERRA family. So we love you so much. Have a beautiful day and thank you for being here.